Every company on the planet follows the same playbook. Spend millions on ads, hire a famous face, plaster your logo everywhere, and hope people eventually cave and buy your stuff. These companies threw that playbook in the trash and made more money than the ones who followed it. Every company tells you their product is waterproof. You've seen those ads. A phone in a puddle, a watch in a swimming pool. You nod, you don't really believe it, and you keep your stuff far away from water anyway. Sony had that exact problem. In 2013, they made a waterproof MP3 player for swimmers. Solid product, nobody cared. Sales in New Zealand were basically flatlined. So here's what they did. They took the Walkman, sealed it inside a bottle of water, and sold it from gym vending machines, right next to the Gatorade, for $100. No ad campaign, no celebrity, just headphones sitting in water, proving the point by existing. It blew past its sales target by 380%. Sold out completely within a year. Turns out the most convincing way to prove something is waterproof is to literally drown it in front of you and charge you for it. You know how companies run boring April Fool's jokes? A fake product, a silly social media post, maybe a wink at the audience. Safe stuff. Taco Bell said no to all of that. On April 1st, 1996, they ran full-page ads in the New York Times, the Washington Post, and 5 other major papers announcing they had purchased the Liberty Bell, renamed it the Taco Liberty Bell. Said they did it to help reduce the national debt. Thousands of Americans lost their minds. People called Congress. The National Park Service held an emergency press conference. The White House press secretary told reporters the Lincoln Memorial was also being sold to Ford Motor Company, the Lincoln Mercury Memorial. By noon, Taco Bell admitted it was a joke. The whole stunt cost $300,000. It generated around $25 million in free publicity, and sales jumped over $1 million in 2 days. That's an 83-to-1 return. Most hedge fund managers would retire on those numbers. So you're a tiny e-commerce startup in 1999. You sell discounted books and CDs. Nobody knows your name and you can't afford a Super Bowl ad. What do? If you're half.com, you buy a town. Well, rent one. They found Halfway, Oregon, a farming community of about 350 people, and offered them $100,000 plus 20 computers for the local school if they changed their name to Half.com Oregon for a year. The city council voted unanimously yes. Signs went up. Welcome to America's first .com city. The story hit the New York Times, AP, Wired, even outlets in Japan. Here's the punchline. 6 months after that deal, eBay bought Half.com for roughly $350 million. $100,000 for a town name turned into a $350 million exit. That's not marketing. That's a cheat code. You think of Red Bull and you think of energy drinks, right? Maybe extreme sports sponsorships, standard stuff. But here's the thing. In 2012, Red Bull decided standard wasn't enough. They spent $30 million and 5 years sending a man to the edge of space. Austrian skydiver Felix Baumgartner went up in a helium balloon to 24 miles above Earth, and then he jumped. On live television, he broke the sound barrier on the way down, 843 miles per hour, falling for 4 minutes and 19 seconds. Over 8 million people watched the live stream simultaneously. The event racked up 3 billion media impressions. After the jump, Red Bull's sales went up 7% and they hit $1.6 billion in revenue within 6 months. An energy drink company accomplished something NASA hadn't done in decades, and 8 million people watched a commercial disguised as a historic moment, completely voluntarily. You've seen magazine ads before. Glossy photo, catchy headline, maybe a QR code nobody scans. That's what you expect. IKEA went a different direction. In 2018, they ran an ad in a Swedish magazine with the headline, "Peeing on this ad may change your life." And they were not joking. The bottom of the page had an actual working pregnancy test strip, developed with a real medical lab called Mercine Labs. Same antibody technology your pharmacy test uses. If you were pregnant, a discounted price appeared next to an IKEA crib, roughly half off. To claim it, you had to bring the ad into a store. Yes, the ad you just peed on. Into a building where people are trying to eat meatballs. It only ran in one magazine issue in Sweden, but media coverage went global because a furniture company turned a print ad into a functional medical device. That's not marketing, that's performance art. Oh, and speaking of companies that don't play fair, you're walking toward a McDonald's, you're hungry, your mind's made up. Then your phone buzzes. Burger King is offering you a Whopper for 1 cent, but only because you're standing near a McDonald's right now. That actually happened. In 2018, Burger King spent a year quietly geofencing over 14,000 McDonald's locations across America. Anyone with the BK app who walked within 600 feet of a McDonald's got a push notification. 1-cent Whopper, order now. After you ordered, the app gave you directions away from McDonald's and straight to the nearest Burger King. They basically turned 14,000 McDonald's restaurants into their own billboards. The app went from number 686 to number 1 on both app stores. 1.5 million downloads in 9 days, $15 million in incremental revenue, a 37-to-1 return on investment. Your biggest competitor's biggest advantage, having more locations, just became your best sales tool. That's not marketing, that's judo. Black Friday, biggest shopping day of the year. Every brand on the planet is screaming at you to buy something. Discounts everywhere. Your inbox is on fire. In 2011, Patagonia ran a full-page ad in the New York Times that said, "Don't buy this jacket." Below their best-selling fleece, they listed every environmental cost of making it. 135 liters of water, 20 pounds of carbon dioxide, 2/3 of its weight in waste. They literally told you to buy less, repair what you have, and think before spending. You'd think that would tank their sales. It did the opposite. Sales went up 30%. The ad cost $57,000. Their CEO later said it generated $40 to $50 million in free publicity. Turns out the fastest way to make people trust you is to tell them not to give you money. Now, that's clever. But the next one did it with even less money. You've got a blender company. Nobody knows your name. You can't afford real advertising. Your competitor is Vitamix, and they've got the market locked down. What's your move? If you're Blendtec, your move is a $50 trip to the store. In 2006, the marketing director saw CEO Tom Dixon doing what he always did, shoving 2x4 wooden boards into blenders to test durability. To everyone at the company, this was just a Tuesday. To the marketing guy, this was gold. He bought a lab coat, some marbles, golf balls, and a fast food meal. They set up a camcorder in the break room. Tom looked at the camera. Will it blend? That is the question. Then he destroyed everything. Those first 5 videos hit 6 million views in 5 days. This was 2006. Getting 10,000 views was considered a win. Tom ended up on The Tonight Show. He blended iPhones, iPads, glow sticks, anything the internet suggested. Within 2 years, retail sales jumped 700%. A $50 video turned an unknown Utah company into the most talked about blender on earth. When you think of truck advertising, you think of dust, diesel, and some deep voice talking about horsepower. It's all the same. Tough, rugged, forgettable. Volvo said forget all that. In 2013, they hired Jean-Claude Van Damme, put him between 2 trucks driving in reverse, and had him do a full split on their side mirrors. One take, sunrise, closed airstrip in Spain. Enya playing in the background. No voiceover, no feature list. Just a 53-year-old man doing a split between 2 18-wheelers while staring into your soul. The whole Live Tests campaign cost $3 to $4 million. It generated $170 million in revenue. The ad passed 116 million views. Chuck Norris made a parody doing the same thing between 2 airplanes. They could have made a PowerPoint about steering precision. Instead, they risked a man's legs. Guess which one you remember? Oh yeah, and then there's the one that cost basically nothing. You'd think a good marketing campaign needs a big budget, a creative team, and months of planning. And yeah, usually it does. But in 2017, someone at KFC just quietly unfollowed all 35,000 accounts on their Twitter. Then they followed exactly 11 people, the 5 Spice Girls, and 6 random guys named Herb. 5 spices, 6 herbs, 11 herbs and spices. Then they waited. For a month, nobody noticed. Until a guy named Mike Edgett figured it out and tweeted it. That tweet got 715,000 likes and 322,000 retweets. It hit the front page of Reddit. The Today Show covered it. Over 2.5 billion impressions in 2 weeks. KFC's response? They sent Edgett a custom oil painting of him getting a piggyback ride from Colonel Sanders through a forest, which of course went viral too. The whole thing cost practically zero and outperformed campaigns worth millions. Sometimes the best marketing is a joke you hide and let the internet find on its own. Billboards are supposed to be visual. You drive past, you glance, you forget. That's the deal. Carlsberg didn't agree. In 2015, they put up a billboard in East London that said, "Probably the best poster in the world," and built a working beer tap right into it. You could walk up, grab a glass from a stack next to the tap, and pour yourself a free half pint of Carlsberg. No app, no sign-up, no gimmick, just beer from a wall. Staff were there to keep things responsible. The tap ran until the keg was dry, but by then, Every person who walked past had already posted it online. The campaign helped boost Carlsberg's sales by 20% that year and reached 60 million people. It won 4 major ad awards. You want a celebrity endorsement, you're looking at millions. Minimum. That's just how it works. You pay a famous person, they hold your product, everyone pretends they actually use it. Surreal, a UK cereal brand, found a loophole. They tracked down regular people who just happened to share names with famous people. A woman named Serena Williams, a guy named Dwayne Johnson, a Michael Jordan, none of them famous, all of them real. The ads featured these people with quotes like "Surreal is great," attributed to Serena Williams or Dwayne Johnson. Technically accurate, legally airtight, absolutely hilarious. It went viral not because anyone cared about cereal, but because the audacity of it was just too good not to share. They got the celebrity name association at a fraction of the cost. It's like buying a designer bag at a thrift store. Same label, completely different receipt. Every one of these broke the rules. Sell your product inside the thing it claims to resist. Tell people not to buy it. Turn your competitor into your billboard. Ask someone to pee on your ad. Hide a joke and wait a month for the internet to find it. None of it should work. All of it did. Because the one thing that never changes is, if you can make someone stop and say, "Wait, what?" You've already won.